going to do a quick video of the mandatory recall of Sig Sauer's bolt carrier groups in their MCX rifles. Mine was functioning perfectly. I think the only problems they had was with the 300 blackout. I guess there was some slam fires that occurred. Mine was a 5.56, ran flawlessly, no problems. The only reason I opted for the recall is because they were going to pin this back plate. This is a guide rod spring plate that, if you've seen any videos of this rifle, you've probably seen the one where this failed. Either it wasn't installed properly, and the rods were not installed properly into the plate, or they came loose, causing this spring to fail. So I did it because of that. Got the new bolt carrier group back. Now I was running the Geissele G2S two-stage trigger. Sig informed me that I did not need to return the entire rifle for that trigger. Apparently there was some rifles that needed to be returned because of a particular trigger they were using. So I felt lucky I didn't need to do that. However, got the rifle back yesterday, took it to the range, and click, absolutely nothing. So what happened, I emailed Sig right away, and they emailed me back very quickly, and the customer service rep, who has been great throughout the whole process, but she informed me that they did not install the correct firing pin lock. This is a firing pin lock, and that needs to come up to free the firing pin to strike the primer. Now that lock is actuated, or deactivated I should say, by the hammer of the trigger. So Geissele hammer is too short to deactivate that lever. So I'm assuming that the firing pin lock for my particular trigger, or maybe many others, is just longer in this area right here, closer to the firing pin, so a shorter hammer can actuate the unlocking of that firing pin lock. I didn't fire it yesterday. I reinstalled the horrible stock factory trigger back in the MCX. I think this is going to be problematic for Sig, is that 90% of the MCX owners are running some kind of aftermarket trigger, due to the fact that the factory trigger is horrible. Hindsight, I bet you Sig is wishing they would have spent a little bit more time on their trigger group. Maybe there would have been a lot less aftermarket triggers installed in these weapons, and now they're having to deal with the complications of each different trigger and how it relates to the new bolt carrier group. We'll see. Hopefully mine will be back in a week, and well, hopefully, and I'll be able to try to run that Geissele again. So another issue that I've noticed is that they replaced the pin, the retaining pin for the firing pin, with a cam pin. Now that cam pin is captured, so you can't take it all the way out, and it is set in. It's held in with a rubber washer. Now I've noticed that sticks out a little bit. You run your finger across there, and you can definitely tell it's protruding. Just by manually cycling the weapon, I haven't fired it yet, just by manually cycling the weapon, you can see that there is some wear that is occurring right here on the top part of that cam pin. I've also noticed some minor wear corresponding with the location of that pin inside the slide of my rifle. So that might be an issue. Hopefully, if it becomes an issue, Sig will take care of it. I'm confident they will. So, hindsight, I probably would have just kept my standard bolt carrier group until I encountered a malfunction. It seems to be a bit of a hassle, but we'll see. Hopefully, that new firing pin lock that they bring, the appropriate one, will work, and there'll be no issues. Another concern people had is whether or not you can completely disassemble the bolt carrier group, and you can. Instructions show in the manual it can be completely disassembled. Other than the spring guide rods, everything else can be disassembled and replaced if needed. I will do another video when I get the proper firing pin lock.